case you missed it somehow, Trump is president again. And during his, the big event where it was like, hey, I'm president again, congrats, I guess, Elon Musk took the podium and he did a thing. In case you don't know, trigger warning, we're gonna talk about an evil group from Germany in the 1930s, evil group from Italy in the same time period. And we're gonna meme these guys because the best way to trash this guy is making fun of them, like Charlie Chaplin did. Or, speaking of, because of YouTube and the censorship, etc., I'm gonna use the names that Charlie Chaplin used in his movie. So we're gonna talk about Hinkel and Napoloni. If any of these things are not up for you, totally fine, leave the video, bye, take care of yourself. In case that's kind of okay for you, welcome. I am Italian and I'd like to throw my 2 cents in on this whole weird situation that happened with Elon Musk. For starters, what is the salute? Yes, of course. Have you seen it? If you didn't see it, he went like, it's pretty clear what he was doing, okay? I don't want to replicate the gesture. I don't feel comfortable about it, okay? And you might be thinking, okay, maybe people are reading too much into it. Maybe people think it's something he didn't do on purpose, and then after, okay, everyone makes mistakes. You could have been like moving your hands, your arms around and didn't realize you accidentally did the gesture. Okay, then you just go, sorry, I apologize, I didn't mean, of course I didn't mean to do that, it was just moving my hands, my arms, etc. And instead he did some word plays on Twitter. I don't want to call this puns, okay? I have respect for puns. Also, I got these images you're going to see from Minutemen, also known as Milo Rossi, an American with the most Italian surname I ever saw. Shout out to him. And after that, so many people wanted to justify what he was doing. And, oh, it's bad. Some of these people were like, oh, it's just the Roman salute. And I saw some discourse being like, oh, we don't even know if the Roman salute was a thing. And people brought in like Roman statues and a painting by Jean-Louis David. I could talk about him for hours, but we're not here for that. Guys, it's not important if it was a thing in the past. It's important to know and understand who used it most recently. Napoloni took it and was like, yeah, this is gonna be the salute of our new empire. That's bad. Yeah, I saw people that were like, oh yeah, they copied each other, then Germany took it. No, they had a pretty similar salute, but it was like a different angle, like here and here, or here and here. You know, it's complicated, but I'm sure other people could explain it better because I am so uncomfortable right now. And then, of course, there were people that are like, oh, other people did it. Yeah, meanwhile, it was like an actual gesture of throwing the heart out, or literally this. I can't even show it on my camera. Like, just, and keeping your arm here close, that's not the gesture. Also doing like this, with your palm like this, that's not the gesture. It's with the palm horizontal that is the gesture. Listen, I grew up in the 90s and we were still so paranoid about it. You can't point at something with your arm outstretched without people calling you a bad word. Okay? Okay, so we know how to be careful about that. We know all this weird investigation you guys are doing. We do it all the time. I don't know if anyone from Italy or Germany is watching this, but I'm pretty sure they can vouch for me on this one, okay? I had a conversation with some Americans, some cool Americans, okay? And they were like, Americans don't understand how a dictator rises to power because we never had one. Good for you, by the way. So they don't understand how we let them rise to power. The word dictator implies that it wasn't a choice of the people, it was a choice of the person. Well, you guys almost had one. Remember when a certain guy said, "Oh, we lost? I don't like that. Why don't we march on the capital thingy?" Yeah, luckily they were stopped. But if not, well, another important thing is like these guys weren't like, "Oh yeah, vote for us, we're gonna murder a bunch of people." And no, they were mostly like, "Oh, we're gonna make Germany great again. We're gonna make Italy the capital of the world again." So not great. Germany had just come out of a war. They just lost a war. Their economy was trash. Okay, like in my history book, there was a picture of kids playing with the stacks of money like they were building blocks because they were worth nothing. And that's what Hinkel's minions and political party were talking about, like, oh, the greatness of Germany, the power, the money, the not respect, the pride of being from Germany, those things. Meanwhile, in Italy, Napoleon was working on. He was taking advantage of the fact that people, well, they couldn't read for the most part. They couldn't study, they couldn't understand all the political things that were happening around the world because, well, they're mostly farmers. They were mostly farmers back then. So when he was talking about, the greatness of our history and the trains being on time, everyone was like, this thing's some good stuff, So very funny then both the World War, Italy was late to the, not the party, but you know what I mean. Yeah, because like Italians don't want to fight. We are like, going to war? Nah, that's too much. Can we just grow some crops? Talk a bit about it instead of, doing that stuff. And was first the king and then the dictator that was like, yeah, no, I am saying that we are going to war. That's when some people realize, oh, we might have a problem with this guy. Yeah. Another weird thing that happened, Giorgia Meloni, who is our prime minister, maybe not the exact term, but it's the closest. She went to the president's ceremony, whatever, I don't know what it's called, and she told no one, no journalist, no other politician, no one. That's bad, girl. That's bad. And if you don't know Giorgia Meloni, just know she is. She believes that a family is just a mom and dad and kids. with the parents married, the mother stays at home, women shouldn't be working. No, she's a woman who's working, she is not married, she has kids. She recently kicked out her boyfriend, partner, whatever, because he's a creep. So girl, what are you talking about? Okay, let's close this with some fun, okay? Some memes, something silly, something to make fun of Musk. Like, I saw people online that were like, oh no, he didn't mean it, he's just autistic. Yeah, guys, aside from how much of a BS excuse that is, like, that's not steaming. That's deliberate. But at the same time, this guy can't be the most smartest man in the universe and oh, poor little autistic man who doesn't know any better. He can't be both at the same time, okay? This excuse just boils my brain. I do not understand, but I saw some memes. Very funny, very creative, very spicy, if you can say that. It's funny that this happened in this specific time of the year. Like a little before, here in Italy came out a TV show called M, The Son of the Century, based off a book with the same name, which is basically the story how Napoleon rose in power, etc. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if I recommend it. But also a few days later there was the day of remembrance, I don't know, which is I'm gonna cry, sorry. A day where we remember the horrible, terrible, inhumane things that happened thanks to Hinkle and his goons. So it's very odd that happened right there, but it offered an opportunity for some memes that were funny. Okay, I think they were funny. Again, talking trash about these people is a great way to stop them, ridicule them, and lower their ability to have power. That's my opinion. Okay, I don't know how much I've been talking for, but I'm exhausted. Okay, this was very draining for me, and I don't know. I hope any insight was interesting. If you want to have continue the discourse, conversation, whatever, in the comments. Just be nice, be respectful, don't be hateful, don't be angry and awful in the comments, don't insult everyone. Let's be civil, since some other people can't. Will not say hope you enjoy, because there's not much to enjoy here, but I hope it could be interesting.